We're here today because Mark Carney has failed to come clean with Canadians about his financial interests and his conflicts of interest.
The Conservatives have been trying to make this point for weeks, that Mark Carney's financial assets, especially stocks or stock options he holds in his former employer, Brookfield Asset Management, ought to be a matter of public record.
True allegiance to His Majesty, King Charles III, King of Canada.
Especially since he's now the Prime Minister.
Why does that matter? When it comes to public office holders like the Prime Minister and like ministers, they're supposed to recuse themselves from anything that would cause them to be in a conflict of interest.
Carney was in Montreal Sunday, marching in a St. Patrick's Day parade. After that, he met with Quebec Premier François Legault. He wasn't taking questions from reporters Sunday, but
Prime Minister Carney, I'm Jillian Piper with Global News.
Global News did ask him about his finances after his swearing in.
How can Canadians know that there's no conflict of interest if they don't know where the assets come from?
The assets are in a blind trust. And can I point out that for those who don't follow this, I have 6 months to put, or 120 days to put the assets in a blind trust. I already have put the assets in a blind trust.
Still, he has not provided details about the kind of assets he put into that trust, their value, or the identity of the trustee.
The assets that I have were earned through employment, employment income, employment as a public servant, and employment in the private sector. And I would note as well that employment in the private sector is something that the Leader of the Opposition has never experienced.
Now, many of the details journalists and Carney's political opponents are seeking now will eventually come to light. The law requires the Ethics Commissioner to publish them, but not until September, well after an election expected to be over by the end of April. Jeff.
All right, David Akin in Ottawa.